Hey there, this is Clay with RelationshipInnerGame.com, and in this video we're going to be talking about whether or not no contact, the no contact rule, actually works. So if you are going through a breakup and you maybe want to get back together with your ex, you've probably done a little bit of research out there and you've probably heard of this thing called the no contact rule. And you know, it's basically says like, hey, don't contact your ex for a certain period of time. It kind of changes depending on which website you're reading and all that stuff. But, you know, it says, hey, don't contact your ex for a certain period of time if you want to get back together. So I'll admit, I have been through a breakup before. I did get my ex back. I've been where you're at. I've been on those websites that say, do the no contact rule. And I'll be honest, when I was at that point in my life, the idea of doing no contact, it scared me. It scared the crap out of me. It really did. I thought that like whatever small, fragile thread of connection and communication that we had was like the one thing that was keeping us together. And the idea of actually like cutting contact, it was so terrifying. But eventually I did it, and I'm glad that I did it. But that's what we're talking about today, no contact rule. Does it actually work? Okay, and to answer this question, it's important to get clear on what exactly you mean by does it work? Does it work for what? And you might be thinking, well, duh, does it work to get my ex back? And we have to kind of look at this in a little bit of a different light, because I know that a lot of people out there believe that there is one no contact rule out there that somehow all of the relationship experts in the world agree on, but no, there's not one no contact rule. There are many different types of no contact, just like how there's not one diet out there. There's many different types of diets out there. And so it really depends on what your outcome is, okay? So I am a little bit well known, I guess, for really popularizing this idea that there are different types of no contact out there. And I kind of break it up into two different types of no contact, two main families of no contact. There's passive no contact, where you're basically just cutting contact with your ex and just sort of like hoping and praying and just sort of like scratching and crawling through the 30 days or whatever that you're not contacting your ex, and then you're kind of just picking up the phone again and saying like, hey, what's going on, and reaching out again, right? That's passive no contact, because you're not really doing anything to fundamentally change the dynamic between the two of you. You're just cutting contact and hoping that time passes, and then that's gonna make all the difference. And then there's the kind of no contact that I have kind of popularized, called active no contact, and this is about actively doing things that will help the two of you interact, connect, and relate better after the period of no contact is over, so that when you reach back out, when you reestablish that contact, there's actually a very good reason for your ex to want to spend more time with you, connect with you, and eventually maybe even get back together with you again, okay? So I'm an advocate of active no contact. Obviously, I don't think that just passing time is going to necessarily help you very much. There's also some other motives that people might have when it comes to no contact. There's the whole reverse psychology motive, where it's like, hey, if I stop contacting my ex, they'll miss me. They'll think that I've moved on or something like that, and then they'll miss me, and then they'll reach out and start contacting me for a change, and haha, I'll finally turn the tables on them, and they'll actually start calling me. They'll actually start texting me, and then I'll be the one in control. And I don't think that's a really good game to play. Number one, it often doesn't work. By work, I mean make your ex jealous and reach out to you. But number two, it's also kind of like a mind game sort of thing. And we all know that mind games aren't a good foundation for relationships and all that stuff. But number three, it's also a good way to be disappointed, because I've helped a lot of people through breakups, and I've seen a lot of people try this sort of strategy, and it often doesn't really work out the way they want it to, and they just feel disappointed that they've like wasted a month of time doing some sort of like passive no contact thing, hoping that it would make their ex miss them and reach out, and it didn't work out. So I don't recommend that. Another common motive that people have for doing no contact is for healing themselves from the breakup. That's great. I think that healing yourself from a breakup is obviously something that you definitely want to do. Even if you want to get back together with your ex, you want to heal from that breakup. You want to be in a place where you're not in like super panic damage control mode sort of mindset. So I do think that no contact of any form can be helpful at just sort of like getting that under control. There's also the whole no contact thing about helping your ex sort of move on from the heat of the breakup, the intense raw emotion of the breakup, and then after like a month or something, the two of you can be a little bit more rational, a little bit more civil, a little bit more composed around one another. And sure, that's all great and everything like that, but I like to take it one step further and use the period of no contact for going out of your way to develop what we call advanced relational skills that we've talked about in many videos on this channel, that we talk about on our website, relationshipinnergame.com. And we want to work on these skills and strengthen them like a muscle, like going to the gym and like working on your muscles so that you can actually become stronger, lift heavier things and all that. But it's more of like an interpersonal kind of exercise in gym. And we want to work on these advanced relational skills during this period of no contact so that when the no contact is over and we reach back out and we restore contact with our ex, we are able to connect with them in a much more meaningful and deep and powerful way than we were before, which sends a very strong message to them that, number one, things are different. This is not the same game. This is not the same dynamic that they walked out the door of in the first place. This is totally something different. And number two, it also gives them a damn good reason to want to spend more time with you and possibly even entertain the idea of getting back together again. So, does no contact work? It really depends on what your motives are. If you want to make your ex jealous, probably not very reliably. If you want to heal from the breakup, sure, it could work. It depends on what you do during that time. Like, there's things that you could do that'll help you heal. There's things that you can do that won't help you heal. It depends on what you do. In terms of helping your ex sort of move past the intensity of the breakup, sure, that helps too. In terms of giving you the time and energy and space to focus on working on the skills that you need to connect better with your ex and give them a really good reason to get back together with you, yes, the no contact rule can help you do that if you do it the correct way, if you follow what I call the active no contact rule. So, if you want to learn more about this, if you want to get back together with your ex, and if you want some help and advice on this whole no contact business, on this whole idea of connecting better with your ex, please head on over to our website, relationshipinnergame.com. You can fill out a quick little survey that just sort of gives us a little bit of information about you and where you're at with your whole relationship and breakup and all that stuff, so that we can give you the right kind of advice to help you get back together with your ex. So if that's something you're interested in, go check us out at relationshipinnergame.com. If you like what we're doing here on this channel, please go ahead and give us a thumbs up and maybe subscribe to the channel. And, if you want to share your opinions or your experiences with no contact, passive no contact, active no contact, anything else, please go ahead and leave a comment down below. And again, this has been Clay with relationshipinnergame.com. I'll talk to you again in the next video. Thanks.